Whenever you folks are ready, I think we are.
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna make
Ready?
it.
Time to start? All right. I'm the principal investigator, Ibrahim Taha. So,
Hi, I'm Valeria Kiki.
Clayton Lynn.
I'm Ryan Morales.
So we are proposing a social application called Longhorn Talk, and its purpose is basically to make students feel like they're a part of the community instead of just one out of like 50,000 students. And hopefully it will enhance social media to become more of a learning tool rather than a personal tool. So social media is basically communicating through electronic tools where you can, where users can participate in social networking, and social networking is basically communicating through, collaborating, and sharing ideas or any content on a website or application. And these are some examples.
such as Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
So benefits, one, social purposes. Studies have shown that people's relationships have enhanced and were better because of social media, because distance and time zones are not a factor anymore. And another great purpose or benefit is academic purposes, and that so students are allowed to have a greater exposure to current information rather than like outdated facts from textbooks. And studies have shown that 70% of students use social media in some way for academic purposes. And there was actually an experiment conducted where they made students use Facebook as a learning tool, and majority of the students said that they learned so much more from it because it was a different and unique approach to learning. And but they didn't like how professors were on there because they felt like it was kind of awkward because Facebook is known for personal reasons. But with our application, we are separating the professors and students, and Ibrahim will go into that.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna talk about some of the originality and significance behind our application. One of the main factors that makes it original is the fact that it's primarily academic now. Most applications and websites like that are UT based right now, such as Quest, Canvas, they're all academic. I mean, you're not going to get on there, even though you can send messages, you're not going to get on there and like talk to your classmates through Canvas, you know, because you're so used to getting on there and like turning in worksheets, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's not attractive, it's not an attractive option. So another thing that makes it original is the fact that we have targeted like a specific university, so like UT, and like YCAC has done that, where they have like targeted specific universities, but since like you're anonymous on YCAC, and it's kind of like pointless, like you don't really have a face, no profiles. So the fact that we're making it for one specific university makes it really attractive. Something that makes it significant is that it creates unity within like the communities, and what organizations will like is that it'll probably end up boosting their member count and participation. More people will have access to organizations. More people will know about the organizations. Like usually you want to join organizations. You say like before you get to UT, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna join all these organizations, but they're not right there. You have to go out of your way to find them. So this application will make them like in the palm of your hands, literally in the form of an app. So in the main purpose and the main significance of it is it's going to connect people with similar interests in courses. So like if you're in math 408 or whatever, mathematics, that you'll be able to connect with other students in that class, and specifically N, not C, not K, you know, so that you'll be able to go for your specific course. Okay, so there's a certain structure that we're going to have to this application that's shown right here. There's a home page where you're just going to be able to do like broad things, you know. And then there's going to be 3 subsections. It's going to be academic, and social. The academic will connect you to your courses and your professors. Although professors will have different accounts, they will be able to use this application if they would like to, and connect their students, and their students will be able to talk to each other through this application. Further, social academics such as organizations and volunteer groups, this will help them boost their member count, like I've said before. And then there's the social aspect for like jobs, events, you know, like if you want to get a job, social, they'll be able to advertise that. And the fact that it's for UT is the best thing because we're all here right now. We're going to be able to use this to get jobs on campus and stuff like that. The fact that an app like this hasn't been created yet is actually kind of crazy. Okay, so furthermore in the methods, we're going to have to market and distribute the app. We're going to need the cooperation of UT administration to help us advertise and get it out. One of the main focuses is that we're going to be introducing this in about 2.5 years because it's going to take a while for the legal aspects. But once it's ready, we're going to take it to orientation. Incoming students, transfers, anybody who's incoming to the university will begin this application process, and they will be making an account with their UT EID so that it's secure, and that'll make it to where people outside the university who are just trying to hack the app, they can't get in unless you have a UT EID. Professors, like I've said, will use this as a teaching tool if they would like. They will not be able to socialize, only academic purposes for the professors, but within the course, students will be able to communicate. The organizations, they'll be more unified, and organizations will help us put out the word because the organizations will be seeking us to help boost their member counts to get their organizations on our website. And finally, we will be putting out flyers all across campus by the Gregory, all the dorms for people to really be exposed to this. Okay, so the expected outcomes. You want this app. You want everything that you have to do with this university in the palm of your hands. You want to be able to get on your phone, connect with students all across campus. Everybody will have their own profile. It's going to be nice. So it's easy. Like we've talked as a group. We're all freshmen, so we all got here, and we sometimes feel lost across campus. Sometimes it's hard to make friends. Like right away, but with this app, you'll be able to like find friends with similar interests like right away. You'll be able to go to hobbies, find friends, look at their profiles. Basically, so somewhat like it's like Twitter. The thing is that it's academic, and this is a university, and we want people to use less of Facebook, less of Twitter because it's not productive. This app will be able to help you like be academic while also socializing with other students who have the same greater goals as yourself, such as getting a degree and all that.
Alright, so just like Abraham said, it's going to take about 2 years to get through all the legal aspects of the app, and it's going to take about $10,000. So after that, when you get through that, we're going to have to hire 2 programmers, one for the iOS operating system and one for the Android. And the reason we have to hire 2 programmers is because the app is not compatible with both phones, so we're going to have to make 2 separate like apps and 2 operating systems. That's going to take about $106,000 to do. And it's going to take a little bit more time, like about 6 months, to actually build and design the app. Then it's going to take 6 more months to actually distribute it throughout the university and get it approved by the UT administration.
The miscellaneous costs will be about $59,000. And while that sounds like a big number, creating applications is not an easy process, and like a lot of things can go wrong to where you have to buy programs, and these programs are not cheap either. So like for those reasons, for any damages, anything like that, we're going to need this money in case. And also, if we're going to need to put in money to advertise this will help do that also.
Okay, so in order for us to be successful in this app, in building this app, we need to abide by the legal aspects. And the first thing we're going to need to establish is a patent. And the patent is basically just giving us the right from the production of our application to the distribution of our application to keep it as our own, just so like other people don't branch off of our ideas. Next thing we're going to need is a privacy policy. We're going to need this privacy policy to ensure that the people who use our application are secure and that they know the rights that they have and also the rights that we have as the producers of this application. The next thing we're going to need is protection for the website application. As you all know, this is going to be a mobile application, and also we're going to have a website so that you can also use the web with it. So with that, we're going to need to like pay people to keep all of our data safe in the web storage. So, and we need to make sure that everyone's data is kept safe. The next thing we're going to need is a copyright for the website. This copyright is to basically ensure that our ideas are protected and that whoever uses the website, they know that it comes from us. So basically, we're making it credible. Basically, it's giving us credibility for our application. And the next two things you're gonna need are trademarks, basically just giving us a logo for our application so that no one else can like take it as their own. And the last thing we're gonna need to establish in the legal aspects are terms and conditions. These terms and conditions are to let the users know, where you agree to certain standards and conditions that you have to be in compliance with in order to use the application. Those are the things that we need to establish.
Okay, so the overall conclusion, we're designating this application for college students. Now, the fact that we're starting here at UT, it does not mean that we will end here at UT. We want this application to outreach. We want the way social media is viewed as a negative right now in our society, the way that it might lead to depression, all this stuff. We want to change the way that media is viewed. Not many people actually make this into a positive, but that's what we're trying to do. We want this application to really change the way that students here at UT feel at home. Why people will come from all the way in New York, people will come from Washington, all these far places, they'll come here to Austin and they'll just feel lost. They won't feel at home. So pretty much we're going to connect them to people with their similar interests in similar courses, interests, and hobbies, stuff like that. So we want to make them feel like they are part of the community. Okay, so do you guys have any questions or?
No, I was waiting.
Thank you. Do you guys have any questions, concerns, anything you think might go wrong, potential problems, stuff like that? Who? Oh, what's up?
What did you speak to, regarding the entire process?
The president here at UT, the head guys,
Okay. What gave you the idea to create that?
It's just, we just kind of created it. We just kind of thought of it. I guess I use social media myself. I like to use Instagram, Twitter, and all that. So it kind of just fed me because I'll be on campus on my Twitter, when I could be on something more productive, like the UT social app. Something that'll connect me to other students on this campus, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead of just people that back from my home, I want to be able to connect students with people here, people on this campus that they can meet up with today, at this hour you could meet up with somebody. What? You have a question, Isaac? Oh, all right.
So I was just at a meeting with David Vandenbout, the guy you get the emails from every week, Associate Dean, and Sue Harkins, right, head of TIP, and a couple other directors, and they want to develop an app. And I thought that was very interesting because you guys are doing a Meeting of the Minds project, and now the Dean's office is talking about trying to do precisely what you guys proposed. And they were thinking, I was wondering what your thoughts were on this in terms of two things. One, if you're taking say a bunch of classes, how most of you guys take biochem, calculus, those two classes. Yeah. We're talking about how it'd be kind of tough to form the community that you're talking about.
That's what
but if it's all separate, right? You have different people in all your classes. What if pretty much we're wondering what students would think about taking say math, chem, and bio with that same group. So it's sort of it's not like TIP where you have this cohort, but it's that with that app you can basically ask questions about math or chem or bio from the same group of people instead of having to try to make a separate community within each course. But then they wondered whether you guys might think no, I like having lots of different faces. I like the variability, having a whole different bunch of people in calc and a whole bunch of different people in chem. That's not so much the case for you guys since you're TIP scholars, but for people who aren't TIP scholars,
that's the thing. We're really privileged to be in TIP and see the same faces on. I see almost all y'all's faces on daily basis. We have Guillermo, I always see him. But other people don't have this privilege. Not every incoming student is in an organization like TIP that's just going to help you meet people right away. People in other courses that don't have that they find it hard to see the same faces or make friends that they can rely on for help on questions, help on all the courses that they have similar, So that's what we want to do. We just want to, say I live on Riverside, and say I'm at home, it's 9 p.m. I'm not going to commute back to campus, but I want to ask someone in a similar course. Maybe my immediate friends aren't responding, but I'll be able to list through this whole list of names, people, same courses, I could even go to the same professor, if they have the same professor, and ask them specific questions about what I have questions
Maybe
on.
you could say, hey, is anyone in Riverside who's in this calculus
That
class?
too.
Let's get together
You know,
for an hour.
and you'll know they're a
work on
UT
this."
student because that they need a UT EID to
Yeah.
create an account, and that's what also keeps the information secure. So I mean, and this is a proposal, but we would actually like to make this happen. You know,
Well, I was going to ask you guys, if you really are interested in this, they are going to want to get together a student advisory panel to help construct this thing, because the grown-ups,
they're not.
you guys are needed basically
Yeah, pretty
to
much.
build this thing. And so
Yeah.
if anyone in the class is interested in that, shoot me an email
I'm
or
very
something,
interested.
and I'll let Dr. Harkins know and Dr. Vandenbout.
Yes.
Because it's really, I was like sitting there like, oh my gosh, if they actually want to do this, they could probably get involved in this.
I really want to get involved.
And any of you guys. So.
Okay. Well, any other questions? Concerns? Thank you.
You guys want a quick snack break to go up and get another snack?